Good day. Welcome to another session with Guru Wonder. I'm your host, Gurvinder Singh. Today, I wanted to talk to you about something very close to our heart: inspiration. We always look to be inspired by great people, by our elders, by our parents, by our teachers. But have we ever considered that we might be inspired by our children? Let me share with you a story, a real life story, an experience. A couple of decades ago, on my 43rd birthday, uh, I was extremely unhappy, depressed, and even examining various options of how to end my life. Our rather large family owned organization was in dire straits. We found ourselves trapped in the midst of a terrible economic recession, and I was struggling to maintain my sanity and preserve the outstanding image that we as a family had painstakingly built up over several decades. There was no money in the bank, and creditors were hounding us, and I regretted many things. The huge debt we had piled up, we had accumulated in order to triple our capacity, production capacity, and growth. Uh, the craze and the passion to be a global leader in our industry by the year 2010. That's the end of the decade. But we have our plans, and the divine has its plans for us. The universe has its plans for us. So when things turn sour, blame game usually begins. And even within families, this happens. And our family structure had developed deep and irreparable fractures. And these fissures could not be, closed. And the conflict was on how best to resolve the crisis. Completely polarized into different subgroups, our world was crashing around us. So I'm normally optimistic and happy, but I felt as this was the nadir of my life. Of course, when you head an organization, you can't just back off because the buck stops with the leaders. And this is an interesting part that everyone aspires to rise to the top, and that is a good thing, particularly if we enjoy our contribution. Seniority demands responsibilities that are far greater than the privilege it confers on the holders of rank. So there I sat with my head in my hands and on the dining table with my food remaining untouched. And then in walked my two sons, Mohit and Pavit, returning from their tuitions. They greeted me, hugged me whilst they wished me happy birthday and gave me birthday cards that they had fashioned themselves. The cards were very amateurish, but very genuine, and the words that were inscribed were simply too precious. I cannot even describe how precious it was. So let me give an example of what Pavit wrote. He said, my friends say that when they were kids, innocent and non-judgmental, they all thought their fathers were supermen. But as they grew up, they realized that their dads were not supermen, but just men. I too, when I was little, thought my dad was a superman. But now that I've turned 16 and I'm more aware, I still believe my dad is a superman. Happy birthday. I broke down, obviously. I wept, hugged and kissed my sons. I realized that while we were teaching our children about life, they were teaching us all about what life is all about. The power of trust and faith my wife and children reposed in me really was unbelievable. Then I recall the wise words of my uncle, Sardar Manohar Singh Ji. Said, worrying never solves any problem, and it does not rob tomorrow of its sorrow. It just saps today of its strength. The message from my sons was a powerful call to action. They placed me back on the pedestal from which I had stepped down. They provided me inspiration that motivates me even today to always be an exceptional man, a superman. I believe inside each man exists a superman who can and must emerge as situations demand. To awaken, prod, and bring out the superman within us is what can be defined as inspiration. I hope you found this video useful and you liked it. If you did, please do not forget to press the like, share, and subscribe button. I hope to see you on my channel again, and until then, I wish you a good day. This is Gurvinder Singh from Guru Wanda, signing off.